Picture this. You open your refrigerator, spot a container of yogurt that is exactly 1 day past the date stamped on the lid, and you immediately drop it in the trash. Millions of households repeat this exact ritual every single week. But a massive portion of that discarded food is still perfectly safe to eat. Each year, vast quantities of edible meals are thrown out, not because they have spoiled, but because consumers misread a few simple words printed on the packaging. That momentary hesitation over a tiny printed date is the unintentional trigger for a multi-billion-dollar cycle of economic waste. Before modern supermarkets existed, people relied on their own sight, smell, and experience to know a food was safe. As packaged foods scaled up, manufacturers introduced standardized labels to communicate freshness, reassuring buyers and helping retailers track their stock. The best before curve measures quality, staying safely above the red unsafe threshold. Use by measures bacterial growth. Its curve plummets past the safety line, posing genuine health risks. Sell by is merely an internal retail calendar for rotating stock. By mixing retail codes, quality guidelines, and safety warnings into the vague concept of an expiration date, the industry engineered a systemic communication failure. To understand why we rigidly obey these confusing dates, we have to look at how our brains assess risk. Behavioral economists call this loss aversion. As this visual shows, the psychological fear of illness heavily outweighs the minor benefit of saving a few dollars. When you see a date stamped on a carton of milk, your brain instinctively interprets it as a strict, dangerous deadline. The potential of getting food poisoning triggers an immediate defensive response. Against that intense fear, the alternative, keeping a $3 item for another day, offers almost zero psychological reward. Because our survival instincts prioritize immediate health over minor financial savings, we are biologically hardwired to prematurely throw away perfectly edible food. That biological reflex feeds a massive retail engine. Grocery stores leverage sell-by dates to aggressively clear items from these aisles, maintaining an illusion of perpetual freshness across thousands of products. When you toss out a half-full container of yogurt, you have to buy another one to replace it. Over millions of households, this behavior creates a cycle of accelerated replacement. It allows retailers to clear shelves faster and move a higher volume of product. Food manufacturers share in that revenue. The faster you discard a product, the sooner you purchase their brand again, inflating their sales volume. While no single corporation plotted to force you to waste food, this vague labeling system created an invisible economy where manufacturers and retailers both profit from your misunderstanding. The result of that invisible economy is staggering. Globally, millions of tons of edible food end up in piles exactly like this one every single year. Every discarded item represents a cascading loss of resources. You are throwing away the land used to grow the ingredients, the water applied to the soil, the energy burned in transportation, and the human labor required at every step. As that wasted food rots in landfills, it releases methane, a greenhouse gas significantly more potent than carbon dioxide. We are generating massive environmental damage by rotting food, while communities across the globe face acute food insecurity. Misinterpreting a simple date label drains individual household savings while fueling a compounding, catastrophic deficit in global environmental resources. Governments are finally recognizing this inefficiency. Many regions are now working to simplify food vocabulary, strictly separating quality guidelines from genuine health warnings. Industry movements are wiping chaotic text off the package. Eliminating internal retail metrics like sell-by removes consumer confusion. Instead of trashing items approaching safety limits, supermarkets are adopting dynamic pricing. These digital systems systematically discount products, allowing them to be sold rather than dumped. You don't have to wait for the rules to change to break your own economic loop. For any item labeled best before, trust your own senses. If it looks and smells fine, it usually is. Reserve your strict caution for the use-by labels on fresh meat and dairy. Realizing that the date on your food is often a quality suggestion rather than an expiration law keeps money in your pocket and helps dismantle a multi-billion-dollar engine of global waste. If you found value in this breakdown, subscribe for more deep dives into the systems that shape how we live, because the most fascinating businesses are often hiding in plain sight.